Ugh.
It's the worst products ever.
You know the drill. These are the worst of the worst products in the history of sports cards, and a chance for you to enjoy someone else's pain in opening these. It is our Dear John letter to the terrible products that manufacturers out and thought that this was all that you, the consumers, deserved. Our resident, definitely real realtor who wasn't bribed lots of money to say what we tell him to, would argue that these products are better for wallpapering and insulating your home than it ever is for collecting and trying to pass them off as remotely collectible in a marketplace ad. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tim Marketplace, who thinks your early 90s binder with soft corners is worth $500 because it's old. This is all about opening, roasting, sometimes literally, and then reviewing these products on our 1991-92 Bowman hockey scale. Our usual disclaimer is that if you are sensitive to cards being disrespected or intentionally destroyed, don't worry. Absolutely nothing of value will be hurt here, because there is absolutely nothing of value to be hurt in these videos, except youthful nostalgia. And don't worry, if we get inserts or cards of superstar players, those won't be subject to our final judgment, whatever it may be per product. So a 5 out of 5 Bowmans, which is the worst of the worst, must have all the following. Has to be ugly. Has to be flimsy or easily damaged. Has to deliver bare bones content. Has to have low to no chance of potential hits of any collectible worth. Has to have poor quality assurance standards, such as spelling errors, bad photos, printing defects, etc., etc. And for late 90s to current products, an excessive number of redemptions in the product, especially long expired, will be bunched in with Category 4 as what use is a Pavel Datsyuk rookie redemption when the chance to actually receive it vanished like a ninja 20 years ago. Now before we begin, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write a comment. Also, if you have any suggestions for a worst product ever for us to open, roast, and insult, please let us know as we will take a list and see what we can do for a future episode. Now today's episode will feature the follow-up product to one of hockey history's most error-prone sets that was released back in 1990-91. That was a set that garnered a cult following with its endearing simplicity and less than tactful ignorance to details. The follow-up that we will be reviewing today is 1991-92 Pro Set Series 1 USA Edition. This is the one in English, of course. 36 packs of 15 cards each. This is gonna be such a fun time. Now I hear you thinking, how is this product on the show? This was my childhood. I'll tell you why right now. Do you have a chance at those elusive Patrick Waugh autograph cards? Nope. Series 1 and 2 French plus the collector kits were the only way to get those. Well, how about the Kirk McLean autograph that I hear is in the English version? Nope. Series 2 only. Well, what about the 75th hologram? That's pretty cool. It's kind of like the Stanley Cup hologram. It sure is, but nope. Series 2 only. Well, alright, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel now, but surely you can get some decent rookies. I mean, Nicklas Lidstrom and Dominik Hasek, to name two, had their rookie cards that year. Nope. Series 2. The only rookies in Series 1 are Jeff Lazaro and Alexei Gusarov. Well then, what can you get? Base cards. Lots and lots of base cards. Now, there are some inserts in here, including one pretty nice Patrick Waugh mask card, so I will give it that. It is one of the first mask cards in history, so it did try something new. I'll give that to Pro Set. Otherwise, there are tons of unremarkable base cards to be had. Now, just holding it here, I also cannot get over just how ridiculously heavy the box is. I'd estimate it to be from anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds in mass. That's pretty crazy for a box of cards. Now, some say that the reason why people couldn't lift Thor's hammer in the Marvel Universe was that it was actually a box of 91-92 Pro Set that they actually painted to look like the hammer Mjolnir. There is also photographic evidence that proves that boxes of this were used to crush people accused of witchcraft during the Salem witch trials. Anyways, let's head to our breaking station. I'm sure you're so excited to see the magic that Pro Set has to offer. After all, they are the hottest cards on ice. Let's head to the station. Okay, so here we are at our break station, ready to open up this exciting box of 91-92 Pro Set, Series 1 USA. We're going to do what we did in the last episode, where we're going to be opening up the box, taking a look at a few packs, judging sort of the front and the back, looking at the pictures, making our little assertions as to what we think on the Bowmans scale. But of course, since this product has inserts, we will be going through all of them this time around, because I do want to see what some of the Pro Set inserts have to offer, and I do want one of those Patrick Waugh mask cards that may come out of it. We'll just zip through it though, like super fast speed if it's all base packs, because we don't have the time to do 36 by 15. No. But let's take a look at the box first. Very plain. That was my very first thought upon seeing it. It's super bland. If it's sitting on a shelf, even back in the 90s, your first thought isn't, hey, let's buy this. Your first thought is, oh, what the heck is this? Alright, so let's bust this junk open. Yes, we'll treat it with respect until it comes to time later in the video when we will not treat it with respect. Okay, so the opening system is pretty unique. Ugh, this looks like so much fun already. So all the packs are these foil packs, printed in the USA. Yeah, I mean, nice little foil packs, actually quite reminiscent of modern foil packs, which is quite an interesting thing for 91-92, as a lot of the early foil packs are quite thick versus this one, which feels like you're opening a modern pack if you're not looking. But anyways, let's see what Pro Set Series 1 delivers. Okay, so we have a Brendan Shanahan card. Let's look at the design. The design is very bare bones, but hey, it's not too bad. I think it's better than the initial Pro Set in terms of visual appeal and layout. It's simple, but it's not too bad. However, I'm already hating the photo selection. Very blurry and bland, and again we're comparing to Stadium Club and Upper Deck at this era, which had a lot nicer photos already and fairly high resolution for the time. And of course the rear of the card features player stats and a short biography, which I miss on modern cards, to be honest with you. I like to learn about players, and of course that's how I learned the most about players when I was growing up, was through the backs of hockey cards. A lot of kids nowadays will only see the stats and not know anything about the guys. Anyways, Darren Turcotte, Vyacheslav Fetisov, Wayne McBean. This one's a nice photo. Hey, the Patrick Waugh. Of course, not autographed version, but this is what the base of the autograph is. As I said, superstar cards and inserts, will save those to the side because they won't be subject to the final abuse at the end. Dino Ciccarelli, Jeff Courtnall, Ron Hextall. This is a pretty nice photo. Bobby Smith, Scott Stevens, All-Star. Yeah, not an insert, but these are near the end of the set. They're sort of subset within. Peter Sidorkiewicz, Mike Ramsey, Luke Robitaille, and these vintage style cards. Of course, they're their own little subset as well of the main set. But Georges Vezina. I do like these ones. They're kind of one of the, again, earliest products that do a throwback to a lot of the legends of the game. So we'll give it that. We're already going to tell you it's not as bad as 91-92 Bowman was. And then of course every pack will have one of these little discount booklets and scratch and win, and you could instantly win a grand prize. Actually, for the end of the episode I'm going to scratch all of these and then see if we would have actually won one of these grand prizes. We can be disappointed and share that with you. But yeah, we'll pile these up and see. Troy Murray, Peter Stastny, Joe Nieuwendyk, Owen Nolan, Gary Galley, Ed Belfour. That's a nice card. See, it's already better though than 90-91 Pro Set. Yeah, photos aren't great. It's inconsistent, but it's an improvement. Dan Quinn, Paul Ranheim, Alexander Mogilny, Gary Galley, Lucky Luke Robitaille, and another Georges Vezina. Troy Murray, James Patrick, Mike Krushelnyski, Randy Velishek, Rob Brown, Kevin Miller, Gary Galley, Thomas Sandstrom, Steve Duchesne, Rod Langway, Dave Poulin, Dan Quinn, Gary Sutter, Bob Basson,
We have one of the award winner subsets, so again, it's part of the main set, but players getting the awards. Of course, I mean, you can recognize it's Ed Belfour easy, but what I don't like about cards where they don't include the name is, especially for kids, they don't really know, they're flipping through, they want to see, hey, Brian Scriddland, my favorite Montreal player of all time, kind of stuff. If they don't see the name, then they really might not know the player on the front and just skip by. So I always don't like when products do that. Nevertheless, it's not bad. Brian Scriddland and Billy Ranford, All-Star. Oh, look, the double Paul McDermott. They're exactly the same, I'm guessing. No errors, no. Yeah, so that's another thing in this Pro set, is a lot of the errors did get filtered out. They're still there, but nowhere near in the abundance they were in 90-91. Double John Cullen. Collation. I hate collation already. This is something off the top of my head that I'm taking points away from. Now, since we got so many copies of this card, let's look at how strong the cards are. So, as you can see, it's a little bit stronger than the 91-92 Bowman there. Of course, it still bends, but definitely a little bit more resilient, a lot more comparable to a modern card. Still slightly thinner than a modern card is, but and not as strong for sure, but hey, at least it's got a little bit more resiliency behind it than Bowman. Corners, of course, still can ding pretty easy. Yeah, sometimes some products are quite resilient, where, you know, you're packaging them into a soft sleeve and then, oh, accidentally your hand slips, and then you look and it's still perfect and you're wondering what happened. But yeah, this one definitely, as you can see, corners ding super easy. Of course, that's based on the cardboard base of the card. Bends pretty easy, but still tougher than Bowman. Yeah. So yeah, they're breaking through the rest of it. We got absolutely none of the potential, even regular inserts in there. So all this product delivered was tons of base cards, which isn't exactly the greatest. And as promised, I did scratch all 36 of these just to see if we would have won the 3-day, 2-night trip for 4 to the 4th game of the 93 Stanley Cup Final. We did not. Every single one was the theme of the break here. Sorry, try again. So, not like we would have been able to claim it anyway before someone comments, oh, but that was 28 years ago. You wouldn't be able to claim that anyway. I get it, but it still would have been funny to see and actually win a grand prize like that. Alright. So before we rate it on the Bowman scale, we're going to do our best to destroy the remnants of this product like we did last time. So previously we just hucked it in the garbage. This time I have a plan for this one. How many 91-92 Bowmans will it get on the scale? So first of all, whether or not a product is ugly. So we've talked about it before. It's not beautiful, but I don't think it's ugly either. It's sort of middling. Designs are competent, nothing special for the era. Not horrible, not great. I'll give it a half Bowman on that one. Next is flimsy and easily damaged. So we did that demonstration earlier. We showed that while it certainly isn't a resilient card, compared to 91-92 Bowman, it is a very resilient product. So once again, we'll give it a half Bowman on that. Bare bones content. You saw what we had. We had nothing but base cards. While the idea of legendary players appearing is a cool idea, ultimately though, there's really nothing besides base cards in this product. There's no rookies. So yeah, we'll throw a full rank on that one. Low to no chance of potential hits. This is where this product epically fails. There's obviously the French version, which has the Patrick Waugh autograph potential. There is some insert potential, but we got nothing of the sort. And then, of course, Series 2 has a lot more potential. rare, of course, but still Series 2 kicks its butt both in the US and the French version. So, and this gets an absolute yes, that's one Bowman on that one. And then poor quality assurance standards. So spelling errors didn't look hard enough for it. I looked through the lists online. There's not that many errors in comparison to the initial Pro set. Printing defects, not as many. Again, there's a few wrong photos that are in it. Nothing as notable. Photos are kind of hit or miss. I think the quality assurance standards are decent, nothing to write home about, but not terrible either. So we'll give it a half Bowman on that. So altogether, 91-92 Pro Set Hockey USA English Edition gets a 3.5 out of 5. It's not the worst, still has a long way to go to be even considered remotely good. Whatever, I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this roasting and destruction of some 91-92 Pro Set USA Series 1 English Edition. Till next time, my friends, have yourselves an excellent day. Bye-bye.